You think you know Travis Hunter, the NFL rookie, the Heisman winner, the superstar everyone talks about. But what the world doesn't see is the storm he's carried his whole life. From a kid uprooted in middle school, facing challenges most of us can't imagine, to a young man battling pressure, doubt, and expectation at every turn. Every highlight, every touchdown, every accolade, it's built on a foundation of struggle, resilience, and quiet determination. Tonight, we're going beyond the stats, beyond the fame, to uncover the human story behind the legend. This is the Travis Hunter you've never truly seen. Travis Hunter's story runs far deeper than the accolades, headlines, and highlight reels that now follow him. Before the Heisman buzz swept through every sports conversation, before the second overall draft pick announcement lit up every sports feed and social media platform, there was simply a kid trying to navigate a world that often seemed too fast, too loud, and too unforgiving. Middle school wasn't just a place to learn algebra or make friends. For Travis, it was a whirlwind of new faces, unfamiliar rules, and the unspoken expectation that he would be the one to excel above all else. It wasn't pressure, it was a weight that no teenager, no matter how gifted, should ever be asked to bear. Every day brought a subtle but relentless challenge: keep moving, keep performing, and never let the cracks show. The small victories went unnoticed, while the missteps threatened to feel monumental. Born in West Palm Beach, Florida, Travis' early life was marked by the sort of instability that can either break a person or forge an unshakable resilience. Eventually, his family moved to Georgia, chasing the promise of stability, a place where life's rhythm might finally slow just enough to catch a breath. But even this move, meant to provide safety and opportunity, brought its own set of trials. A new school meant new expectations, new social hierarchies, and new challenges. For a young boy already carrying the weight of his circumstances, every adjustment was a test of endurance. While other kids worried about fitting in, about weekend plans or the latest trends, Travis was learning lessons far deeper and more lasting. How to adapt, how to focus, how to survive amid uncertainty. People often forget that before the stats, the highlight reels, the viral touchdown clips, there was struggle. And not the kind of struggle that makes the evening news or draws sympathy from casual observers. It was quiet, almost invisible, but profoundly shaping. It was the type of struggle that seeps into your bones, tests your patience, and forces you to find strength you didn't know you had. Every missed catch, every time the world seemed to move ahead while he felt left behind, became a lesson in perseverance. From the very start, Travis carried a raw, unrelenting hunger, not for fame, not for recognition, but for a sense of peace that could only be achieved through performance. Football became more than a game. It became his sanctuary, his therapy, the one space where effort and skill translated directly into personal victory. Every touchdown, every interception, every perfectly executed play felt like a declaration to the universe: "You will not break me." Yet, even victories never fully quieted the storm that raged inside him. Success could mask the inner turbulence, but it could not erase it. That storm, sometimes subtle, sometimes raging, was an uninvited companion, always present. High school and college were no exception. As Travis' talent became more visible and his skill undeniable, the pressure multiplied. Coaches saw a prodigy. Peers and rivals saw a phenom. Scouts and analysts saw a future star. But behind the smiles, the celebrations, and the trophies, Travis carried the echoes of doubt, the anxiety of losing everything he had worked so hard to achieve, and the subtle but persistent whispers of the challenges and trauma from his past. This was not a storm that demanded attention with thunder and lightning. It was quiet, insidious, and constant, shaping the way he moved, thought, and approached every challenge. Trauma doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers. And for Travis, those whispers became armor, a protective layer that allowed him to navigate a world that often seemed determined to test him at every turn. In a society quick to glorify natural talent without recognizing the cost behind it, Travis' calm demeanor could easily be mistaken for simple confidence, or worse, arrogance. But the truth was far more complex. Every measured movement, every quiet moment of focus, every decision to withhold emotion or opinion was a strategy learned through years of navigating uncertainty. It was a survival tactic as much as it was a reflection of his discipline. Even as his fame grew, the storm within never fully dissipated. It evolved. College football offered fame and opportunity, but also scrutiny, expectation, and a relentless public gaze. Each play, each game, each accolade brought with it new pressures, new voices, and new metrics by which he was measured. And through it all, Travis maintained a singular focus: control what he could, excel where he could, and shield himself from the chaos he could not control. While outsiders may have only seen highlights or impressive stats, they miss the countless hours of introspection, the quiet moments of doubt, the resilience built in private. The trophies and headlines were only the surface. The foundation of his success was forged in the silence, in the unacknowledged struggle, in the raw and persistent hunger to prove, first and foremost to himself, that he could rise above circumstance. Now, when the world sees Travis calm, collected, and confident, it is easy to miss the layers beneath the surface. Few can see the depth of the journey, the countless obstacles overcome, or the relentless drive that defines him. His story is not just one of natural talent. It is a story of endurance, of inner battles fought and won quietly, and of a resilience that refuses to be broken. Travis Hunter is more than an athlete, more than a name on a scoreboard. He is the product of every struggle endured, every doubt conquered, and every silent storm that taught him that survival is sometimes the truest measure of greatness. Travis Hunter moves through the world collected and mysterious, but few truly understand that his calm exterior is not simply confidence. It is survival, forged in a life where every setback could have ended a dream before it had the chance to begin. From a young age, he learned lessons that most kids only grasp in adulthood. That emotions, while natural, can quietly sabotage progress if left unchecked. Not something you can escape, but something you must learn to carry with grace, and that every challenge, no matter how small it seems in the moment, has the power to define the trajectory of your life. Tonight, we're not talking about stats, trophies, or accolades. We're unpacking the human beneath the helmet, the part of Travis that most people don't see, the side shaped by experience, struggle, and resilience. The same kid who once struggled to find his footing in a new school, a new state, and a new world full of unfamiliar rules and expectations is now a rookie superstar stepping into fatherhood while every move is watched, dissected, and analyzed by the public. It is an enormous shift, and it begs the question: is this baby announcement the piece he's been searching for to anchor his life, or is it the beginning of another storm, a new set of challenges layered on top of the pressures he already carries? Back in high school, at Collins Hill in Suwanee, Georgia, Travis' brilliance was already undeniable. He dominated both as a receiver and a cornerback, accumulating thousands of receiving yards and an equally impressive number of tackles, earning recognition as the top recruit in Georgia and drawing national attention. Yet, for all the acclaim, there was a personal side to his story that rarely appeared on highlight reels. He was a kid uprooted in 8th grade, forced to navigate a completely new environment, adapt to different expectations, and constantly prove himself all over again. That upheaval left a mark, creating a silent storm that followed him through every practice, every game, and every life transition. That storm became both fuel and burden. It drove his work ethic and honed his talent, but it also carried the weight of fear, self-doubt, and the unspoken pressure to succeed. Every snap on the field was a microcosm of a larger battle, the challenge of performing under scrutiny while also managing the quiet voice in his head that warned, "Don't fail. You can't mess this up." His path to greatness was not straightforward. Following his high school coach, Deion Sanders, to Jackson State University, Travis chose a path that allowed him to blaze his own trail. There, he played both offense and defense, testing the limits of his talent and stamina while redefining what was possible for a college athlete. Later, his transfer to the University of Colorado would cement his place in history. In 2024, Travis captured the Heisman Trophy as both a receiver and cornerback, an achievement that had never before been accomplished. For many, this is the story of talent rewarded with accolades and fame. But behind the awards and the records lies a deeper narrative, the story of a young man who carried the weight of expectation, personal trauma, and relentless internal pressure, and who learned to channel that energy into performance without letting it consume him. Now, as he steps into fatherhood, those same challenges take on a new dimension. The quiet storm that has accompanied him since childhood, which shaped his discipline and focus, is now accompanied by new fears and responsibilities. Every milestone, every decision, every moment with his child carries the weight of what is at stake, not just in the public eye, but in the private sphere where perfection is impossible and mistakes carry real emotional consequences. Even a superstar must wrestle with that voice inside that questions, warns, and challenges him. Don't fail. You can't mess this up. This is the human side of Travis Hunter, the part that fame, trophies, and accolades cannot shield or define. It is the part of his journey that is raw, authentic, and ongoing. the narrative of a young man navigating extraordinary circumstances while holding on to the quiet, essential goal of survival, balance, and now, the hope of peace as a father. Fast forward to August 2025, and Travis Hunter, alongside his partner Lionel Len, quietly unveiled a profoundly personal new chapter in their lives, the birth of their baby boy. This intimate moment was shared through a heartfelt YouTube video titled Dear Son, a window into a private side of their life rarely seen by the public. The video, released just months after their May wedding, captured tender, deeply human moments. The ultrasound that confirmed new life, Lionel's labor, and the emotional first moments when they held their son in their arms. Travis, overcome with emotion, remarked that the baby looked just like him, a simple comment that reflected the joy, pride, and deep connection of the moment. Until that point, no official confirmation of Lionel's pregnancy had ever been made, though speculations swirled after keen-eyed fans thought they spotted a baby bump in wedding photos. The couple's ability to maintain discretion for so long only heightened the significance of the announcement, highlighting their intention to control how and when they shared this intimate milestone. The timing of the news arrived against a backdrop of intense public scrutiny. At just 22 years old, the couple had already been subjected to criticism from naysayers who accused Lionel of being a gold digger and questioned the legitimacy of their relationship after a few viral clips surfaced showing disagreements. Meanwhile, Travis had recently been drafted into the NFL as one of the top picks in Jacksonville, instantly placing him under the relentless glare of social media, fan speculation, and national attention. Despite the chaos swirling around them, they chose to reveal the birth of their son quietly, foregoing a flashy social media campaign, grand announcements, or staged photo ops. Their approach was understated, intimate, and deliberate, allowing the moment to exist on its own terms. And in that quiet, the announcement carried a weight far greater than spectacle ever could. This silence, in many ways, speaks volumes. For a young star accustomed to constant expectation, stepping into fatherhood required a measured, protective calm, a stark contrast to the storm he has carried inside him for years. Whether the decision to remain private was strategic, meant to shield their child and family from scrutiny, or simply the way Travis now navigates life under the spotlight, it marked a new maturity. The timing of the announcement was ironic. As they quietly embraced parenthood, the internet erupted with screenshots, half-stories, and rumors, proving once again that even private triumphs in the digital age can become public spectacle. As edited clips spread across social media like wildfire, the narrative around Travis Hunter and Lionel shifted in an instant. One moment, they were celebrated as the new power couple. The next, whispers suggested smoke and secrets behind their relationship. Fans speculated that Travis had gone quiet for a reason, unfollowing even teammates to protect his peace, and reports emerged that he'd hired full-time security, not just for game days but for daily life, a rookie moving like a seasoned veteran who had already seen too much. That viral clip of him telling a fan he couldn't take a photo hit differently. It wasn't arrogance, it was caution, maybe fear of losing something precious, perhaps his son, perhaps his sanity, maybe both. Meanwhile, Lionel's silence amplified, her cryptic captions, peace over pressure. Not everything needs a crowd, fueled speculation. Some read loyalty, others distance, but either way, Travis' image transformed almost overnight. The playful, smiling college kid became a calculated, enigmatic NFL star. No random live streams, no comment battles, no oversharing, a wall of protection built quickly around himself. Fatherhood, insiders say, sharpened his focus but also added new pressure. Chasing perfection since high school doesn't pause because a baby arrives. It compounds. Picture 3 a.m. feedings, 6 a.m. practice, media calls by 8 o'clock, critics comparing him to legends before he's even played a full season. Distance might look cold, but maybe it's survival, his way of navigating a storm that's only grown bigger. Being the first real two-way NFL player in decades carries historical weight. Being a brand new dad while the world scrutinizes every move adds another layer. One wrong photo, one misread gesture, and the chaos of public scrutiny can erupt again. Yet through it all, Travis moves quietly, deliberately, protecting what matters most while the world watches, waiting for the next headline. After the Dear Son video, Travis Hunter seemed to vanish from the public eye, retreating into a period of silence that lasted for weeks. As always, the media immediately twisted the narrative, spinning theories and speculation with little regard for the truth. Some claimed he was simply being protective, shielding his young family from the glare of constant scrutiny. Others suggested that the relationship with Lionel was unstable, that cracks were appearing just months after their marriage and the birth of their son. Yet perhaps neither of these assumptions captures the reality of what was happening. Maybe Travis was simply learning balance for the first time in his life, discovering that fame, as blinding as it can be, does not equate to peace, and that silence does not always signify hiding or retreat. Sometimes, silence is survival. It is the quiet, deliberate choice to safeguard what is most valuable while the outside world speculates, questions, and projects its assumptions. In a life where every moment has been scrutinized and every misstep amplified, choosing to remain unseen can be an act of profound wisdom, a way to protect oneself and protect one's family from forces beyond control. The truth Travis carries might not be the kind that makes headlines or attracts scandal. It might simply be pain, the kind that never had the time or space to be processed because he spent years transforming personal trauma into trophies, using football as both an outlet and a shield. That silent storm, the one observers have seen glimpses of since his earliest years, never truly left him. It only shifted, finding new disguises that allowed him to continue moving forward without being consumed. It showed up as deleted social media accounts, long stretches of distance from fans and friends, and carefully calculated appearances where everything said or done was measured to maintain control over perception. These are shields, and they were built early, forged in the mind of someone who has already witnessed how fame can devour a person if they are not careful. For Travis, public attention has never been harmless. It has always carried the potential to harm, to distract, to unravel. Learning to navigate that world required strategy as much as skill, patience as much as talent. Travis isn't running from reality. He isn't evading his responsibilities or the challenges that come with being one of the most talked about athletes in the country. He's running from chaos, from the manipulation, the insincerity, and the relentless game of public perception that accompanies stardom. Fake love, misinterpreted comments, and the constant pressure to maintain an image all have a way of exhausting even the strongest minds. But there is a kind of genius in his approach. The less he reveals, the more people speculate. The fewer glimpses he offers into his private life, the more curiosity grows. In a paradoxical way, his silence has become a tool for shaping his own narrative. It commands attention without words, invites intrigue without explanation, and ensures that the world remains fascinated while he maintains control over the aspects of life that truly matter. Fame did not fix him. Trophies, Heismans, and top draft picks did not heal him. All of the success and recognition in the world could not fill the spaces left by years of unprocessed trauma, uncertainty, and the weight of expectations that began in middle school and carried through adolescence and into adulthood. But fatherhood offers something different, a chance at grounding, a possibility for peace that transcends highlight reels and draft announcements. For the first time, Travis is not chasing perfection. He is not running after acclaim or attempting to satisfy public opinion. He is chasing a different goal: quiet stability, emotional presence, and a sense of inner balance that may have eluded him for his entire life. Of course, this new chapter does not eliminate the storm entirely. Life as an NFL rookie, a husband, and a new father comes with relentless pressures. Practice schedules, media scrutiny, and fan speculation do not pause for milestones like a first birthday or a quiet weekend at home. Yet, there is a difference in how Travis now approaches these pressures. Instead of letting them define him or dictate his reactions, he uses them as context, as parameters within which he can operate while protecting what is most important. He recognizes that the world will always speculate, misinterpret, and critique, but he has learned that not every detail of his life needs to be broadcast, shared, or explained. The discipline he has cultivated, both on the field and in life, is now applied to how he navigates fatherhood and personal relationships, carefully balancing exposure and privacy, attention and retreat, engagement and distance. Whether the storm within him will ever truly settle or simply shift into a new form with each passing challenge remains unknown. What is certain, however, is that the silence speaks volumes. It tells the story of a young man who has faced enormous pressure, who has endured invisible battles, and who has learned the value of control, patience, and discretion. Travis Hunter has mastered the art of letting the world wonder, of allowing curiosity to swirl around him while he quietly writes his own story. His journey reminds us that survival is sometimes the most important victory, that strength can be quiet, and that resilience does not always need to be loud. In a life defined by public attention and expectations, Travis has discovered the power of moving deliberately, protecting what matters, and creating his own path on his own terms.